I'm just gonna get down to business here. We're doing Sims again, but get this, I have a great surprise. Okay, so remember that I said all my houses got deleted, right? You remember that? Okay. Guess what? I found one. I found one deep in my file explorer. Deep in it, because you know, it is so deep because I never delete anything. If you know, you know. It's a f***ing madhouse in there. Anyway, deep in my file explorer, I found a speed build of the beach house that I mentioned, that I was going on and on and on about in the first video, how I am so upset that I don't have that house anymore and that I didn't record it and that it would have been such a great video and I loved the house and blah, 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 blah. Well, guess what? I have a recording of the house and it was even sped up already. So I have decided to sit down and I'm just going to talk about it. I'm just going to talk about it and we're going to figure this out together. Okay. For this, I didn't have any inspo either, other than I wanted to make a beach house, okay? That was the vibe. I was like, you know, I want to build a beach house. I don't even have Sulani or the Island Paradise Sims 4 pack. I don't have it, okay? So I made a beach house, okay? Smack dab in the middle of in Willow Springs, whatever the it's called. It's a little wonky. I'm going to give myself that. I'm going to give you that. It's a little wonky, okay? But it's cute. I actually like it a lot. And I wish I had it. Beside the point, no sense in living in the past, right? Right. Okay, so we have this. And we can look at this and just love it. Just love it, okay? And that's what I'm doing. And this video is an ode to this house, okay? Anyway, it's not that deep. But I'm just doing the roof right now. I'm just, you know, making these wonky Sims roofs work because if you know, you know, they're really wonky and they're not fun to work with, but I made the best of what I had. Okay, look at this. It kind of has a wraparound vibe. You see this middle, like, circular room? I wanted to have, like, a sunroom. I wanted the main thing of this house to be a lot of natural light. And that is very common for my builds. I love natural light, so it's gonna have a lot of windows. A lot of windows. Okay, so currently at this stage, it's giving some mixed signals, right? Okay, so it's a beach house, but you have the wraparound porch. Don't know what I was thinking there. I think I was like, you know, I want some options. You know, imagine this house is on a sandy lot with overlooking the beach in the background. I know I said overlooking, but it's sea level, right? So it's looking out at the beach from the backyard. imagine now that there's a wraparound porch. Views, okay? So you could just sit anywhere out there and it's a view, right? So maybe it works. Maybe it can have some vindication there, but I don't know. At this point, I'm putting in some windows. Like I said, I want some natural light. And, So actually, that circular room is interesting. So as soon as you walk in on the main floor, you'll see later it's going to be a dining room, I think. So it opens up to the dining room, a very nice, like kind of semi-grand dining room. But then on the second floor, it's completely like lit up by natural light, and it's like a bar area. So that's super cool, actually. I think that's really fun, and it adds a lot. There's a lot of possibility for that space. There are bits about it that are open concept, but I wouldn't call it open concept, right? But it is very spacious and very bright, and it gives like a luxurious beach vibe, but it's still kind of homey. I don't know. I do think that I utilize the space well. As you know, it can be kind of hard, you might not know, but as Simmers know, it can be kind of hard to put rooms in, like partition out the rooms once you've built the outside. So I'm going to give myself credit there. I think I did a pretty good job. I mean, you can be the judge, but, Did I keep that red? Because I really don't like that red. Okay. Okay. I think that's a better choice. I really like that kind of like cobbled together shingle look. Now, I might be speaking out of turn, but looking back at this now, it kind of gives like Malibu Beach, Hannah Montana house vibes. I could be completely misremembering that house, but I don't know, there's something about it that kind of reminds me of that. I have to say this now because I just saw it and I again was just amazed by the choice. It's a very unconsequential choice and it's very small, but you see that little half wall there? Oh, it's good. Okay, it's akin to the terracotta. Okay, I'm gonna say it. I thought that was such a good thing. Soon. I might be spoiling it a little bit here. Okay, you know what? Okay, I have the furniture going in, so I can say it. There's a kitchen back there. And then that half wall is like a peek into the dining room. Oh, it's so good. I think it does a good job of opening up the space. Like if that half wall wasn't there, I don't know, it would have changed the vibe completely, but I think it was a good call. I don't know what I'm doing here, but it doesn't end up looking like this on the second floor. I struggled a little bit with the second floor. It's kind of, I don't know, that circular room really put a wrench in things. But trust me, it becomes a lot better, okay? It becomes a lot better. It could have worked like that somehow. It's really the second set of stairs that is absolutely fucking everything up. It was so difficult to place those stairs. I know the bits and pieces of furniture was a little bit of a teaser, okay? I teased you a little bit there. I didn't actually want to finish the furnishing. I just kind of was planning out where each room was going to go. So I just put a little counter. I was like, okay, this might be a good place for the kitchen, just to like map it out a little bit. And then I, of course, go in later and put all the other furniture pieces in. But that's just something that kind of gives me a little guide. So you see, if the second floor is bad, you know that the third floor is going to be even worse in terms of floor planning. It always is, but again, I think I did good. I think I did good. It's really not bad. It is actually quite efficient, dare I say? I don't know. All right, so I begin furnishing now. This is the funnest part and the part that takes the longest, not gonna lie. If you ask any simmer who loves building houses, it takes like beyond a couple hours. Like it could take like 4 hours if you're using all place and all these things, right? So it's really an art form. No, I wouldn't go that far, but it is time consuming, but it's fun, you know, it's fun. So again, this is like a beach vibe, right? So for the furniture, I go for tans, browns, whites, and like light blues to more brighter blues when I start decorating. But for the most part, it's tans, whites, browns. And then for the majority of the decorating, it's like sunset and then blue. You'll see. It actually comes together quite nice. But I did use like base game, get together, and cottage living, and vampires. I think there's vampires in there somehow. So base game and all those other packs don't really give very much. So I worked with what I had, but I think it turned out well, all that considered. Okay, so at the beginning, I did think that this entrance room was going to be a living room. Just because that's like kind of usually how it ends up being, right? When you walk into a house, it's the living room. That's the first thing you see. Either that or like the kitchen across the room, like eye level. But it's usually the living room. So naturally, I was like, okay, I'm going to put this living room in front of the door in this circular room. I know it's not circular, but you know, whatever. And have like a little coffee station behind. But I was like, this isn't really working, and I thought it would be even better to put just a dining room, just a nice long dinner table in the middle of it, super like chic and like prominent. It's like a powerful like room, I think. I know that might be upselling it a little bit, but I think the layout was much better after I made this choice. And you'll see on the second floor, well, the first floor doesn't give that grand of a living room. It's not very big, right? It's a little small for the standard living room, and it's kind of tucked away. But you'll see that on the second floor, it gets much better. There's another living space up there, and it is much more boding of like a big get-together party or like family get-together space. It is the place that everything happens. All right, you've noticed that I put that aquarium table, I've placed it around a couple times now. I'm trying to incorporate this really hard. I'm trying my best to get this aquarium table in here somehow because it's a beach vibe, right? And I only have a select few packs. And so I'm trying to inject as much beach vibe as I possibly can. And the My First Pet stuff recently became free, so I had this aquarium table, and I was like, I have to use this aquarium table for a beach house, right? So it makes its way around, but if I remember correctly, I find a good place for it. All right, so I'm starting to work on the second floor, and you'll start to see that it becomes a very spacious living room that leads into this really awesome sunroom-esque like bar type area. It's so nice. I love this layout so much. I think it's very fluid. For the bedroom areas, I usually go for like a more muted or more like darker kind of color palette because, you know, that's where you go to relax and that's where you wind down for the day. So you don't want it to be super stark or like super bright, in my opinion. So I usually go for those darker types of hues. And so that's what I'm doing here. I'm using the darker browns and tans to kind of make it like you're in the bedroom now. I will say that the master bath is like a bit small, but the point of a master bath really is that it's private. So, you know, it gets a pass. It's a private bathroom off of the master suite. So I think it's fine. I think it's fine. Okay, so that weird little 90-degree turn, and then there's a little space right there in between that and the bathroom. I thought, it's empty, but not too empty. So I put in a nice little couch, a little seating area. Maybe you don't want to go to bed yet. Maybe you want to read a book and not fall asleep. So you're going to sit on the couch with your book. Maybe like a nice drink or something. I don't know. Maybe that's, in my opinion, I think that's great. All right. So as you can see, at this point, I was like, this third little weird living room space is not going to work. I'm going to try something else. I'm going to give my Sims a little variety if I end up playing, which I'm not because this house is deleted. But anyway, in that headspace, I'm going to give my Sims a little bit more choice, a little more option or opportunity to like get up their, what do you call it? Whatever. I'm going to give my Sims the opportunity to like do something different. So I turned it into a bar, okay? That's a great place for your Sims to come together and, him and haw and shoot the shit and have a good time. That there's nothing else. That's it. At this point, you can start to see a living room take shape, okay? The main living room on the second floor is starting to come together. I have the couches. I made a home for that aquarium table, thank God. But I started to put some bookshelves and I was like, this is not gonna work. I want these bookshelves because I want my Sims to be able to like make their skills go up or whatever, but it's not gonna work in this living room. So with this extra little space right off of the living room next to the guest bedroom, what better place for an office, right? An office, duh. Okay, so I make this really cool office that uses countertops instead of a conventional like desk, which I personally like. I don't actually know if your Sims will use it as a desk. I haven't tried, but it is a countertop that your Sims can sit at if there's a chair near it. So possibly they'll be able to use a computer, I'm not sure. So it may or may not be functional, but I think aesthetically, it's very nice. seems as that I am figuring out, or I'm trying to figure out the rug situation. I think, unfortunately, The Sims has a very limited and lackluster group of rugs to choose from. So I find that it's like usually one of the hardest parts is to find a rug that fits the room well and makes it like it adds something. Usually if I'm adding a rug, it seems to like mess it up because the rugs are just lame. But you know, there are a few that I will use over and over and over again because they don't have that effect. So if you see repeat rugs, that's why. I don't have a very good selection. But another reason to play with mods. I feel like I have a good start, a very solid start at furnishing this house, so I'm gonna go in and start putting down my flooring because I don't expect the furniture to change very much at this point, other than like maybe I'll mess with some colors and stuff and add the little accessories like, plants and pots or like, little vases or whatever. But at this point I'm like, okay, this is solid. I'm gonna put some floor down and try to make it come together a little bit more. Okay, plants! I love this part. I love adding plants. It's one of my favorite things to do. Obviously, plants make a room sing. Okay, they do. It truly works. If you have a really depressing or just plain room and you want to take it from 2 to 12, put plants in it. Put plants in it. I promise you it works. It really does. So I'm putting in all the plants that I love, just making the space really feel alive. And the thing about like decorating to make it feel tropical, since this is a beach house, if you can tell, add plants, like a lot of big leafy, like hardy plants. It really helps. It really makes a difference. Oh, another thing I want to point out. So I masterfully, if I can say this, I masterfully placed and hid the stairs with a really cool accent wall. Are you kidding me? That is one side facing the living room and on the other side facing the bar area. I think that was a really cool thing that I did. I don't know why. Something about it. It's an accent. It's a pop. It like you walk into the room and that's what you see, and it's like it really like livens up the space. But also it's tasteful. It's not like too in your face, but it's nice. Okay, so at this stage, I'm starting to decorate. I'm starting to put the paintings in. I'm starting to put the vases in. I'm starting to put all the little trinkets in. And I'm really starting to get the colors just right. You'll see at the end, I love the color scheme. I think it's all very cohesive and it's all very like kind of calming because of the soft blue tones, but it's also very like fun. It's really fun, and it's like it has an energy. It has like a high energy type of vibe to it, and I think it all works really well. Oh, and another thing, that bar, I forgot that I put that in there. That wall hanging like bar with all the bottles in it. Amazing. I love that little coffee bar. When I have my own house one day, I hope to have a coffee bar because it is such a good idea. I love that it's like separate but still attached to the kitchen. So you don't have to go all the way into the kitchen and disrupt whatever is going on in there just to get some coffee. You can just go to the coffee bar and like chill at the coffee bar. And right next to it is the dining table. You make your coffee, just sit at the dining table or bring it into the living room, whatever you want. Again, it kind of flows. And you can see there's some color coming in here, a little bit more vibrant of colors, like with the paintings and stuff. A nice little touch. Oh, in the curtains, I just love how the colors turned out. And I'm putting some walls in now. It just all makes sense to me. It all makes sense, okay? It might not be your cup of tea, and that's totally fine, but I just love it. It's a beachy, bright, exciting, playful type of vibe. Yes, and I'm finally getting the colors right in this room. It comes together a little bit better. It does give like a chocolate vibe. Like, I don't know, everything's kind of mocha. An accent wall. Oh, nope. Just nixed the accent wall. This is fine. Putting some lighting in. Last step. This is the last step, people. The lighting. I love putting the accent lighting, the mood lighting in last because I want to see everything with those top-down lights. Those are perfect for that. But other than that, we're wrapping things up here. And unfortunately, I'm not going to have that nice panning, like, drone footage of the whole thing and on the inside, unfortunately, because I didn't have the foresight at the time of recording this, and obviously it's deleted, so I can't go back in and do that. But hopefully you kind of get the full picture with just this. And dare I say, it is a great build. So I had a lot of fun rewatching this, and I'm so glad that I have this footage so that I could show it to you and share with you the feelings, the intense feelings I had about this house and still have. Hopefully now you understand. It's okay. It's okay if it's not your cup of tea, but I like it. Anyway, thanks for joining me, and until next time, I'll see ya.